We'll continue from here because on that thing, they won't be say we go talk. The open grazing, the closed grazing, or anyone, always the little waiting be say for grant now. Now be the matter when we say Mr. President come yesterday, he tell us say as they don't declare a state of emergency on food security, state of emergency on food security. So we get person when we say go talk to us for this matter, or we say yes, say we don't say hey sharp over for this kind of matter, may come talk to us. Solomon Ijogbe, welcome to our program.
My brother, I greet you this morning.
I greet you.
I salute everybody where they watch us on house.
Thank you. State of emergency for food security. When you hear this thing, when Dele Alake they talk yesterday, say Mr. President not declare state of emergency, what first come your mind?
My mind come they do like say, be like say nice security, now they indirectly they say they want to declare state of emergency.
Okay.
When you say state of emergency, means say they don't open matter reach there, they don't open war on the matter. Say now see must be, now it go be, it not supposed burn. But because when you say food security, they talk about say because say food not come day like that, people not dey sure, people not feel go farm, people not feel chop. Then we not get reserve. You know, before Nigeria, we know say Nigeria now they blessed for many mineral resources. But inside the mineral resources, so not be Fanta and cocoa. Now all those better thing we God put for inside our soil.
For inside ground.
We with the FCC. It comes to join for agriculture. Say our soil fertile where we say once you put small seed of yam like this, it don't grow, produce big one. Whether na cassava you put, whether na corn or any one. So when we can look out from that angle, you can't discover, say, when they talk of the emergency on food security, they talk about the issue where concern farmers. And you know the major problem for this country now, now that big grammar where they say farmer headers issue. Where be say people where they carry cattle, they waka, where big oibo they call nomadic farmers. That nomadic means the one way they waka from one place to another. And farmers, because waiting that this one they call animal husbandry, where they do farming. They farm on whether na cattle, na sheep, na goats, and they move them up and down. Over time, what thing don't cause major security for Nigeria where now the issue will be say those people where they carry cattle and all those melu waka for streets, they enter people farm where they don't do farm for over 1 year, they no go come get produce from that farm, carry go markets. Now if you even get luck, say they not destroy your farm, what will they hear say they happen?
They will destroy the farmer journal.
Yes, they say when for some area they go come back here, they wait. Make you or team you say, hey, this your farm, we don't size am na 3 million. So you go give us that 3 million, make we allow you invest it in the other one is you go destroy. We even hear so say some areas people will come beg pay, it will not reach the money, they'll collect the money, they go scatter
we even hear now say get some area where they pay tax to
yes, now to people. Even you now, Sado, if you want to do farm now, if you not carry all those people what they do, because they say if you come full and in that be like say they cause problem. But me and you know say where we they grow they come, we know people who they say every aboki with the cattle, every mala with the dagger. We know as they be, we know people who they do cattle melu work. Now, if you go and do farm, even for here now, you not go hire them, make them they guide you. Sado, that your business, that your farm, where you want farm, so now empty farm, now you want farm.
But you get wait first now. You the talk all this one. Be say you the talk on the way it's supposed to be. Because Mr. President they talk, how they hear for presidency now? They say they want to open farm. When we say big farm, when we say we get over 500,000 hectares of land, take do the farm. Blast are not here matter when we say concern security, because the way they talk now, we say the way to give us food security now maybe they will first secure the life of the farmers.
Now, if you read
if they're talking like that now, how the 500,000 this way they want to do?
If you read the story of Alake, you go come see and where we say the man talk on so many things. But you know say that they hide many matter inside matter because say make they open talk about water provision, water resources, take account National Security Council. Not be farmland where no melu rera one fair go farm wey federal government get. Because federal government na get security agencies, they go first guide their farm. You know understand? But indirectly wetin dem dey try talk na for then if you read them,
wetin you read for inside, the meaning when you read.
Yes, wetin dem talk say make it ensure say there's sustained provision and reserve then for movement. So if you look at it, they talk about the common farmer, because if you fit stop this issue of aboki cattle rearer and farmer matter.
Well, elders and farmers clash.
Whether they call farmer elders and farmer clash. This whole issue of insecurity in general go stop. Because if many people now know the fear, know they let them go farm. Even when you carry security go the farm, maybe you and the security self not going to even get ahead, come outside. So fear not let people do farm again. So the only way where I think say go field work, not be 500 hectares of land where they want put for Abuja or they want put for Okene or for one. So it not be not to secure the lives and property of the peasant farmers, all these small farmers where be say they do. Because now if now only government own as they talk, if we're not talking about fertilizer, if you read the comment where you say talk about provision of fertilizer, subsidizing and to ensure say a rich source. But when they look and where Baba, it don't tell where they see all this. It has stayed where all this issue of provision of fertilizer. Now some hands now they die put. All this issue of so the only way now to ensure say all this because I happy just now when they look
people for Abuja.
For Abuja, they talk about ban on open grazing. My brother, that itself not be the solution, no. Because all this pocket of laws where states they make.
Or
say,
when some territories they
make say they not go do, you not go feel effective when you not get power from Abuja. Because states not get power over security in general. Because no state government get power over police. No state government get power over army. No state government get power over civil defense. Now it takes me back to the pronouncement where they make on emergency and food security. Now maybe you know also know a lot of people don't know say civil defense get work. Their work major work where they create them for now to protect critical infrastructure, which include oil pipeline protection, government properties, including felling of trees and forestry. That's why now inside now only civil defense they fit get agro rangers.
Okay.
In another set of departments where they get so that means say I don't know whether Mr. President and their team carry torchlight look there where to ensure say they properly equip that agency and call them out. Because for me, if you ask me, I know they see plenty work where the civil defense as an institution they do. Because most of the work where they're supposed to do, police they do, army they do. Apart from say then they stay for road, collect tax.
Okay, this
all of them, cutting across all the agencies.
I understand. That matter for different but more look at me. If you really look at the matter when in BCSA they consign this food when they eat for this country, most of them they come from north. We don't remove that one. Most of them they come from north.
I agree.
And if you look at where now this northern part of the country, now we get more of this matter now. Therefore, it will spread.
You correct.
So you get the belief say if you block where a BCA say water before they come, you understand? Where before they come, block and like that, the water now will come this side again. So that means so we know fee say government should think of giving us more protection for the farmers than say this, because people don't just come now. We hear say the other day we say people come from Niger, come from Mali, come from other places there, can't take over, recruit some people for here, can't take over the farms. That when people go, the farmer go, they pay tax to at every given period. You go pay the, if you don't pay the tax, they go drive you come out. Sote, up to 5-6 local government areas, they don't take charge. Where a BC government, you know, if you say government should think more of giving the people more protection that this one be say do the emergency on
so now wetin me dey try talk say the emergency should tailor.
I don't want you try talk am.
No, when me dey talk we say na there government suppose tailor to. Na there they should you know say government for this country for me as far as I concerned most of their thing na bubu yeye.
Okay.
They go your talk am to quiet look at na only yesterday we hear say to give money 80,000 out amounting to 500 billion naira. National Assembly wey be lower chamber wey they call reps read the bill first one second one pass am the same day just to give money out and they say na poorest of the poor. Me dey ask me Sado wetin be the yardstick wetin be that ruler wey they take measure poor of the poor or wey they say vulnerable who no vulnerable so but that one dey one side.
I want to no before you come want to go one side I want to ask you how many be number of people get for this our country Nigeria?
They say they pass 200 million.
No be there, see.
You know say no be me dey count am.
I tell you when you born children full level you know the number of children when you be.
We no know.
So if you don't know the number of children when you born you don't know the number of people we say we get. How you want to know the vulnerable for the vulnerable?
Now be the matter wey dey there so Sado. You see the other day now they wan do census. Why they do census? Now because they don't know the number of people wey we get. The call person now I hear whether they report to president that they say for the census you get the way they take designer they come to see those where they do the thing they come to see it go help them and they want to spend big money like as we do for INEC. But now the point where they here now the fact be say all this issue of we want borrow money we want give vulnerable we want give this now the same thing where our oga before do wey all of us dey cry say we don tire for na dey still dey do.
Okay, you know what
it takes me back now to the issue of north wey you talk. Okay. Be like say be one.
Yes, because it be like say my brother when be say dey for Abuja and they make me say want to contribute to this matter when be say they maybe want ask you a question and all of that.
Okay, no problem.
Make it talk to us, my brother Ekanem, because our guest dey here and he will give us answer to all of these things as he be say you did there. So Ekanem, how far?
I do. Oba, good morning. I want to find out from you, and at the same time, I still get guests here. As they say, food insecurity, do emergency of food insecurity. The ones so that they do since, our farmers so that they do since, what will be the incentive so they don't give them, if you help them boost their food insecurity? Now, what I want to ask you with that, but maybe you hold on for the answer first. Aristotle today here for you, studio here with me. Aristotle, you now, you see any need for this food security?
See, I think the most important thing truly now, currently, in the last 2 months of this administration.
Speak pidgin English.
For the last 2 months with this governmental board, I think the important thing now, this declaration of food, state of emergency on food, because yes, people have not been safe, and you know say you but they always talk and say they know they see a person on the street. Hunger don the people don dey die, and consequently government wey don dey come dey always tell us say now if the president don declare emergency on food security, he said he has now okay let me I don't know the name of the oga wey dey Benin studio why they call the presidential spokesman Alake na goat for Yoruba na Alake Dele Alake make dem no dey call am Dele Alake o when they talk for president Alake na goat, and if na goat him be dem fit even chop am be that because it's part of it so make dem dey call am real name Alake. Now on the food security of a thing we hear say dem don open borders. Yesterday I come dey read from one spot say no be all the borders dem don open, but if dem don open borders and somebody from Lagos don even tell person say okay instead of make you dey buy instead of make you buy one mudu or one bag or half bag make you go buy one mudu because they don open borders, rice goes from 12,000 from 38,000 to 12,000 make we dey wait. See that they talk say dog wey fry well e dey sweet, but wetin person go chop before the dog fry time before dog fit fry, because you no fit chop dog wey no fry. Now you are saying see the major problems Nigerians are facing now is food, and it is very, very serious compared to people that are feeding mouth. I hear say you dey talk to a person for backstage make he go marry. E be like say na wrong advice you dey give am o. Make he wait small, make things calm down before he go marry o. Because we wey dey feed 3, 4, 5 mouth in a day, e no dey easy. So government should please concentrate more on not just reopening of the borders, but that they should make. I think we have a new administration, and like I said on one program yesterday, say we are on a factory reset. If the president can now, you understand, change all boards and parastatals and heads of all government, then it should affect positively every other thing. Things, full stop should come down. I think government should make an edict on it. Yesterday I was talking about the 500 billion palliative. Later I come here say they want to give people 80,000. How do they capture us? How did they know the privilege? How did they know people that actually need the 8,000 and the 500 billion? How do they want to share it that will palliate us and will not make us go hungry? People are hungry.
I know, even me, I'm hungry. Back to Benin, I mean, they ask our guests of Benin, say, what thing government do to our farmers before to feel make them more? Because now we be so on the same old hands. Now we go start first to increase. Because if they talk now, where we they chop before 500, now 800. That time why they go chop big boy 1.5, now 3,200. Everybody they binu. I don't know level of exposure for Benin there. How you feel the government to fit do to fit enhance our production of?
Now you they ask.
Now me ask, it clear. What think government go fit do to enhance production or to enhance food security? Now to provide security for the local farmers, not before government. You know why? You talk and just now. If you look at the major food where they sustain us, now from north, majorly. Because when you talk about onions, you talk about tomatoes, you talk about beans, you talk about all those mede. Now there they come from. Apart from all those vegetables and all the other small ones we get like yam and all that. But even North Central they produce yam Benue. So wetin cause insecurity for food where that they declare emergency for food security now. Now the insecurity wey fit happen for northeast when our senior oga wey just come up for president take before he enter. You know say that time for northeast, for Borno especially, they capture a few local governments. Come they do that time that they call the Boko Haram. They come they do insecurity. That they bomb people, they kill. When our oga come enter, the thing come spread from northeast to northwest to north central to southwest to south to southeast.
It don't cover the whole country.
It don't cover the whole country.
Only southwest never come now.
I say southwest.
Okay.
It come up from north central, enter southwest. Southwest enter south. Still enter southeast. Now it makes southwest governors, irrespective of their political divide, form Amateku. My brother just quickly tell me say Alake na goat. Say na Alake be. You don't tell me the meaning of the other one. But pardon me, I don't know the meaning. You know say na the same writing. You know they pronounce it differently. So I know intend to spoil the name. But now I know I go try me at the correct time. But the point is that the way to go now to ensure say that local farmer is protected, fully and well protected. So that in the end, if he do farm, waiting in produce for farm for 1 year or 6 months as the case may be, because it depends on the kind of farming where they do. You know, some farm feel return produce twice a year, some majorly now 1 year. He go fit get and gather and then be able to now sell, make gain. The issue of production of fertilizer not be the way.
Okay,
it has stay when they share fertilizer. Now hand they die. We see Fadama 1, Fadama 2, Modama 3.
All the
Fadama, it not get where they go.
Okay, but we really look this because we really look at before today. Before this Boko Haram, insurgency, terrorism, banditry, because the name can't they change. You know, ISIS, you go hear different one they call when they do different names. Our farmers, they go farm. Food, they do for us to eat. Which means, yes, now the people when they can't come so. And they can't make them say food scarcity cost today. So by application, what do they need to do for us now? To make sure say how they go put these people for one side. If they put them for one side before BC will go. So instead of government, they think or say they want share to 2,000 naira they give people. Because me, I don't know how they want to get the people share. Like you don't agree, like my brother when that's how I agree. We don't know how to get. We never know how many people would be. Let's say the people know the one BC be the vulnerable of the vulnerable or the hungry people. We don't know. Because we don't hear that time say some people that time they talk and say, yes, say when school, they do school feeding. When school even there for break,
they feed.
They see they go they meet there for the house, they feed them. So
meanwhile, we were here. Now we they feed our own.
Now then this is the different matter now you talk. So I want to look at you know feel. You know the talk and they come before. Say we should think of how we go take when they say they want to declare state of emergency on insecurity than say on food security.
Me can't feel like say now wetin big oyibo they call semantics. Where local parlance they call grammar. Where those ones say not to say like our people for Ebola call it akukwa grammatical. Because if you they talk about food security, the major problem now insecurity in the country. If you are able not to tackle that insecurity for our country, you don't tackle the insecurity where they food. Because at the insecurity where they country, nice snowball into insecurity where they food. Because like I talked they come before na Boko Haram we know. When our brother can't enter, they can't turn bandits. They can't turn headers. We're not going to hear Boko Haram again. You know, so not hear Boko Haram
like that.
Now on gun no man, now we can't hear. So I could listen to one of my brother last week for NTA executive discourse for an assistant station. Former Zamfara State governor, now Senator Yerima. He said, now him at the quote now. He said, in brother because say na their tribe Fulani, he hold the thing to heart. He don't let her use power. He said the only way to curb security means say you go clear many people for the other side because the real problem now that header farmers clash, which of course he mentioned it clearly. Say now Fulani way they call. Say many not be Nigerians so, but some are Nigerians. My brother, another way to declare war on insecurity and food security where they talk. Now to ensure say you reduce cost of production. And to ensure say you help to facilitate movement, that's to help carry food from one place to another. Because even these people they transport cattle they come from north come south na risk. Now look at it, we remove money from subsidy, say make people they pay. Now this one government be they pay. Now they take jack the money for fuel from less than 200 naira official price to 511 naira official price. Where you know say I say official because it they pass like that. The only way we government will go still use after you don't they try secure people for their different land, which is you declare war on security now.
Yes, now emergency
on security. You using directly the title food. You go also ensure say you provide things like railway transportation. Because of fuel, when the man still farm finish, he can't use petrol transfer from Sokoto or Zamfara or from Adugore to come here. It go hard. But you can't ensure say transportation. Because the best way to subsidize those that they see what they call federal mass transit system. They will do all those ones. It's not there again.
They won't give us 5,000.
We don't need them. Okay. So, Baba, what thing are they try to talk? The railway, they put railway line. We get alternative means of travel, not just by road. We get water travel, we get air travel, we get railway travel.
All of them. What we need now, make sure say all those lines say you even secure them.
No, it be the thing now. Because when you put them and you secure them, everywhere go well.
How the way the whole thing be now, security now be the biggest problem.
Now it be the food security. Now insecurity be the food security.
Now be the biggest problem we say we get because federal government tell us now say our fuel is they carry from here they go that country say they smuggle and they go. Now make us say they increase her. why they no go tighten our security because they carry and they go.
Baba.
My brother, Ijogbe, we thank you so much when we say you come here.
But quick, carry away they talk about fuel.
No, we don't get time.
Because me they hear now say they say Dangote they say won't produce well for us. They don't give her a license now to go import. Not be the same way we sit down we still dey.
We go get up, we go stand.